stop talking. Why don't you give it a rest?
Rabbit, rabbit, jabber, rabbit, yep, rabbit, bunny, jabber, rabbit.
You'll be alright, Jason. He's still wonderful. He can still be your hero.
That's enough about Enrique. Hello and welcome to another PropDog review. On today's show, Alex, the Kirkmeister General, and I discuss It's the Rules by Bob Sheets.
Sheets. Just checking.
What is it?
Just checking.
Bob Sheets.
Okay.
One Sheets does plenty on this DVD. This is Bob's version of the Andrew Sachs. Is that?
Okay. So, I'm not sure. Andrew Sachs may have got his doctorate and become Dr Sachs, who invented the dice routine in the mid-40s, I believe. I'm not sure. He later went on to star in Fawlty Towers. So there you go. What a career!
God.
What a career!
I don't know where that came from.
Andy had. But despite that, this routine's slightly different to Dr. Sax's dice routine, apparently. And actually, I was first familiar. I became familiar with the Sachs dice routine through Daryl's Fool of Doolers DVDs. And it's alright, Jason. It's alright.
Where did Andrew Sachs come from?
Got no idea, mate.
Oh.
Got no idea.
Oh, dear me.
So anyway, but Bob's routine, Bob's method is slightly different. He's got slightly different slides. The routine, I think, is very similar, apart from he says, "It's the rules," a lot. Doesn't he?
He does.
He does, it's the rules.
His handling's different, isn't it?
His handling's different. He gets
To Andrew's.
to Andrew's. To be fair, Andrew hasn't got a handling for it at all. But if he did the original Sachs routine, it's spelled differently anyway.
I can't do this.
So the thing about this is the sleight. Well, he taught the sleight, didn't he? But we took quite a while to suss it out because he didn't explain it quite enough, did he? We had to watch. How many times do we have to watch it?
We both sat and watched it, didn't we? It's a slow day here. We both sat and watched it about 4 times, just the bit where he's talking about the slides, and it would have made a lot more sense to us had he been specific about where the numbers had to be orientated to begin with.
Yeah.
Because that is imperative.
So you have to watch
making
it.
this work.
You have to watch it very closely. Do it with the dice in hand, exactly orientated as he has them.
Yeah.
You can't do it. You can't learn it any other way.
But even so, you can have them. This is the point. You can have them orientated as he has them,
and still
but
be
still
wrong.
have them in the wrong position.
Yes.
Because I was doing the move as he instructed, yet
Yep.
it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do.
And actually,
So-
by luck, I had them orientated the right way, so we couldn't figure out why
What we were doing
Jason
differently.
couldn't do it, and I could. It certainly wasn't based on skill. It is very easy once you get that little. Once you know what you've got to do, it's very easy. Jason's coming back.
So for those of you that haven't seen it,
Are we going to? Yeah, can we describe the routine without?
for those of you that haven't seen it, we can. I'll try and show the camera.
It's
Yeah, I need to just remember how to do it now. Yeah, hold on a minute.
Well, the basic routine is you can manipulate the dice to show different numbers on the top and bottom. So as we all know, dice, the numbers add up to 7. So if you've got a 6 on the top, you must have a 1 on the bottom. And you do it with 2 dice, so the top and bottom must add up to 14. But you show them differently. So you can have 2 2s on the bottom and 2 5s on the top, for example.
Yeah, and that inherently was the problem, because that's what we didn't get, was it?
Yeah. And now you must.
There we go.
You
I've sussed it. Right.
Right, he's sussed it now.
So, so you got 6 and 5. I don't know if you can see, but you got 6 and 5 there, and now you've got. That's how it looks differently. And with me a second. I haven't sussed it up. There we go. So you've got a 6 and 5 there. So normally you'd have a 1 and a 2, but with Bob's routine you end up with a 6 and a 5. And that is kind of what you're doing. But the routine is...
the move is invisible, isn't it, basically?
Yeah, the move is invisible. You need dice that are the same colour.
Yep.
Would definitely help with that, because we haven't got 2 dice the same colour, so... Yeah.
It's taught okay.
It's taught okay, apart from that initial bit where you really need to say to someone, you need to have these numbers on the top, and you need to have these numbers somewhere else. Because he didn't do that, and that's what threw us for 5 minutes.
The whole routine is basically showing that the dice, the numbers don't add up to 14, or you can have the 5s on one side and the 2s on the other.
Well, ultimately, it's the same as Daryl. It's similar to Daryl's routine, isn't it? There's not much.
Very similar to the Sachs routine. It is very similar. Just the method.
The handling's different. I think I think Bob's handling is easier because he does show Andrew's handling.
Yep.
And it's far more knacky than.
It's definitely easier with bigger dice. His
version is bigger dice.
His would be easier.
Yeah, and it means you can show more people as well, which is nice because even on Daryl's on the L&L, like he's got just literally like board game sized dice, and there's no way that people at the back of the audience really can see what's going on.
But bless them, they cheer and shout.
They do cheer and shout, almost like they've been paid. So yeah, it's.
Can we talk about the cons now?
Yeah, I mean, to me, the con is I just don't think inherently
you're trying to defend you.
No, I'm not.
Jason loves Bob, and the problem is
it's nothing about Bob. It's just I don't think the routine is that interesting. I've watched Daryl do it. I've watched Andrew do it. Andrew Sachs, God, I'm never gonna live that down.
And Bob, who has supposedly outdone himself on this one, is just.
He has got a nice ending though, where they go where they go up through the numbers, isn't it? Where he's got them and he's literally shaking them, and they.
But by that point, you've lost.
By that point, you've gone to sleep. Yeah. If you like the idea of doing a dice routine, I wouldn't tell you not to go with Bob's handling, because I think the handling is just as good, if not better than. Yeah,
Bob's handling. But you really need to come up with a routine. And if Bob hasn't done it and Daryl hasn't done it, good luck. I reckon if you're going to do a chink or something with dice, if you just wanted to introduce dice before your dice stacking routine or before a chink.
Oh, it's quite fun for that.
Then I'd do a little bit of.
It's quite fun for going numbers add up to 14. If you've got 5 on this side, you need 9 on this side. So you've got 5 here. You shouldn't. That's weird. And then leave it, and then
then run away before someone goes. Forgets you did it.
But it's falling because I couldn't. I've watched that. I've watched the actual. I know the routine. I've seen it done a lot before, and you can't see any move happening at all.
No.
It's quite similar to paddle moving, but different. But in the same way, it's quite a simple move to do, but a very very falling move if it's done well. So if you like the idea of doing a dice routine, I wouldn't tell you to shy away from this. I just think inherently the routine, the actual trick itself, is not that interesting.
Not
in my opinion. I'd love someone to prove me wrong. I'd love someone to send me a routine of them doing it and it blow my socks off. But I just can't imagine it happening. How much was this?
$23.99, I think.
Okay, so that's not too bad, is it?
You do need to get your dice though. You do need to start. I think
you don't get dice with it,
and you want them to have square.
You want casino dice, don't you?
Yes.
You want square, sharp casino
Craps
dice. Well, they've got to be good quality. Oh. Yeah, but that is it. That is It's the Rules by the magnificent Bob Sheets. And Alex is right. I do love Bob. Anything 3 shell related, and Bob is world class. So. I think if you like the dice, this would be world class, but I just don't know the routine. But I do love Andrew Sachs. He was great, wasn't he, in Foley Towers?
He was, but I can't do it.
Don't
get me, because you're still recording.
There is too much butter on those trays. No, senor. Not on those trays.
Cause you won't stop talking. Why don't you give it a rest?
Rabbit, bunny, rabbit, jabber, rabbit, yep, rabbit, bunny, bunny, jabber, rabbit.